creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW New Japan Forbidden Door. The card looks really great if it wasn't Forbidden Door. Now, I like the card. However, I just feel slightly disappointed that we couldn't get this to be more on brand in terms of Forbidden Door. It doesn't really feel like the door has been open, like busted wide open. It feels more like we kept the door open slightly for a couple of y'all to get in due to Forbidden Door being pushed into August, which is typically in June, and then All In being in July this year, earlier than usual. This is the reason why we're not able to get the New Japan wrestlers participate, because a lot of their big names were just in the G1 Climax that just finished not even a whole week ago, so we could not really get what we wanted in terms of the Forbidden Door card. However, we still got a decent card, and I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view. So let's see what we got going on for Forbidden Door. So for this pay-per-view, we only have one New Japan title on the line, which is the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And the other titles that are on the line are AEW titles. We have some really great matches on the card. And if you are interested in watching, you can watch from Amazon. You can watch on Triller. You have to use a VPN if you are in the US, so you can get that discount. That's what I do. I always pretend that I'm in the UK and I'm getting my little discount on the pay-per-views, because $50 in this economy, Anthony Khan, is just absolutely insane. There are also other options like going to Dave and Buster's and things like that. If you want to go ahead and watch it in a setting like that, I would totally do something like that. But anyway, we do have a pretty decent card. So let's go over what we got and what the predictions are. And you guys let me know down below what you think is going to happen at Forbidden Door. Now, we have nothing for the pre-show so far, but we do have the pre-show, which is going to be hosted by Renee Paquette, RJ City, Uncle Jeff, and we do have our dragon, Danielson, who's going to be doing, I guess, I don't know, whatever the hell you do in the pre-show. Now that I see that he's going to be doing the pre-show, I'm hoping, please, that he can also be doing commentary during the show as well, especially during Nigel and Zack Sabre Jr. match. We'll talk about that a little bit later during the predictions. Look, now, I don't know the order of the matches or anything. I don't work over there, so I don't know how they're going to do it. So I just put it in, I guess, what I probably would have done. So we do have tag team action with Uncle Adam and our stepdaddy Christian to go against Kip Sabian and not Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus. Nick Wayne has confirmed his foot is broken, so he at the house, while we have Luchasaurus, who made his return to AEW on Dynamite, which I'm so excited to see that he's in great health. Couldn't find no graphic in terms of him being updated onto that instead of Nick, so this is what you guys get, whatever. For this right here, I do really feel like even if Nick didn't get hurt, I do think that Luchasaurus would have came over there and helped, possibly them get the win. But because of where things are going in terms of the tag division, I am kind of feeling like we're going to see Uncle Adam and our stepdaddy take the win, which I would be okay with. But if Nick Wayne would have been in this match, this would have been a really great opportunity for him to take a win over Adam and Christian. But unfortunately, he's not participating. But I do feel like this would be a great opener for the show. Now, I don't know if I would actually put this next, but whatever. We have the World Tag Team Championships on the line in a three-way. I was so upset about this being a freaking three-way. Like, what the hell are we doing? We have Hurt Syndicate, Lord have mercy, going against Brodito and FTR, which honestly, I really do feel like we should have just had one team. We already did the three-way thing, especially at All In, and I would have preferred to see this being just two teams going at it. I think would have been just a little bit easier on the eyes anyway for it to be this way. I have honestly felt slightly disappointed in terms of the Hurt Syndicate lack of their participation in the tag division. They are feuding with like MJF and not necessarily into any feuds with teams or anything. So it's just them kind of just like, hey, we are in this because we're the tag champions and everyone else is doing their own thing. So whatever. They finished this tournament and we had two teams that happened to qualify due to a draw. For me, I am looking at it as FTR takes the win. FTR will be pinning, well, I think will be pinning I think Brody King, for them to take the win. This makes, I guess, help Hurt Syndicate not look like complete losers because there's three teams in the ring and they don't have to get pinned in order for them to lose the title. So it'll be easy, I guess, for FTR to go ahead and take the win with pinning somebody from Brodito. And I think most likely will be Brody since he is not the Ring of Honor champion. Honestly, I'm not necessarily looking forward to this, but I do feel like this is their way of getting things cooked up in terms of FTR feuding, well, taking their feud with our stepdaddy and Uncle Alan to the next level. Now, TNT title on the line. Kyle Fletcher. When I tell you, everybody, we all wanted Kyle Fletcher to get this title a long time ago. The prestige of the TNT title, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's happened, but hopefully we get some really great things from Kyle Fletcher as champion. Kyle Fletcher is going against one of the few people from New Japan that are on this pay-per-view, which is Hiromu Takahashi. If you're not familiar with Hiromu, I will tell you this: he will give you pay-per-view fashions. He always does it every single time. He's an amazing wrestler. And he was one of those few peoples that were available in terms of one of their top stars to be on Dynamite last week because everyone else was on the G1. Everybody kept guessing, oh, Tanahashi or Shingo Takagi or all these names that they were guessing. And I was just like, okay, so I get it. None of you are actually watching New Japan. You're just shouting out names. And Hiromu was one of those names that I was saying because he wasn't doing anything. So with this match here, I don't see the TNT title going anywhere at all. But I do think it's going to be a really great matchup. I do believe that Kyle Fletcher is going to retain. Now we have the AEW Unified Championship on the line. We have Swerve Strickland versus Okada. This right here, I do have high hopes of being one of the best matches on the card. It's our first time seeing these two go at it with each other. And to me, it doesn't matter. I feel like as long as Okada has had it, though, I wish we would have gotten hell of a lot more matches and just better opportunities and feuds with Okada. So I do want to see him retain. But since they have made a focus on Swerve's busted knee, that whatever that situation going on with that, I really do feel like that's going to be an obstacle for Swerve in this match, and that's going to be that thing that's going to be in the way in terms of him winning the title. So I do see Okada retaining. Either way, I would have been okay with, but I wouldn't be surprised if Swerve gives it his all and we don't see him for a little bit due to injury. All right, so now we have the TBS Championship 4-way. We have our girl Mercedes Moné. She has a TBS title, and she's almost about to break Jade Cargill's record, which damn, I forgot how many days, but I think it's less than 50 days away, and that's one of the reasons why I feel like she's going to retain. But anyway, she's going to be going against Alex Windsor, who's representing AEW, Bozilla, who's representing Stardom, and Persephone, that is representing CMLL. I do have high hopes for this. All the girls in this match are absolutely stunning, and I do love every single girl in this match for their individual reasons. However, I do feel like AEW, they want to prolong Mercedes with the title so she can beat that record. Something about, in my opinion, some of the people who has left the company and them trying to kind of erase them in a way. And I do feel like she's definitely going to beat that record, and she's going to end up retaining. I don't see necessarily that a Stardom wrestler or CMLL wrestler would have taken the TBS title, which is interesting because obviously Mercedes has a CMLL title, and I don't think they're going to go that route. And Alex Windsor, she just got here, so I don't see that happening. But I do feel like it's going to be one of the best matches of the night. Mercedes Moné definitely retaining. Now we have the AEW women's title on the line. Athena, our fallen goddess, our minion overlord, going against timeless Tony Storm. Now, for this match, obviously, it's important to point out that Athena has cashed in her little money in the clipboard thing for her to have this opportunity. And honestly, I think it's a horrible idea. But with that being said, I am predicting that she's going to win. I would absolutely love if she were to win the AEW Women's Championship. Now, honestly, I'm cool with Tony retaining as well. But if Tony were to retain, um, I don't know where we'd be going from here. Like, whoever her next feud would be has to be that next person to get the title off of her. And I think it would be interesting to see Athena actually, cash this in and win. I'm actually hoping for Athena, but I do see Tony Storm winning. Now, Athena will be having a match next Friday at Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. She's putting her Ring of Honor women's title on the line, and she's going against Mina Shirakawa, who has the TV, well, the interim women's TV title. So I don't know if she'll drop it, but it would be pretty cool to see her holding two titles right before she ends up dropping that Ring of Honor women's title that she's been holding for almost 2 years now. My pick is Athena for the win. Now we have the lights out steel cage match. Personally, I have no clue where this is going. I will say, all right, I don't know where this is going. So we have the baby faces, which are William Ospreay, Darby Allin, Kenneth, by God, Omega, Lord have mercy. Kota Ibushi over there too, and our president, Hiroshi Tanahashi. They're going against John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, the Young Bucks, and Gabe. Kid Gabe, I miss you so much. Oh my God. Anyway, Gabe had to sit out the G1 Climax this year. He only did one match with Takeshita and wasn't able to continue due to his knee being injured. So this is the first match that he's had in close to a month. And I wonder how he's going to do in a fucking lights out steel cage match. And then speaking of knees, President Tanahashi, baby, I don't know what he's doing, but it's going to be one of those situations like A, for participation, whatever. His last match that he's going to have in the UK. I don't know where this goes because there's going to be interference. I could totally see the War Dogs getting involved. We saw the War Dogs coming over on Dynamite and getting involved in that whole situation. And I forgot to mention on my review that for whatever reason, Kyle O'Reilly and them, Kyle and Roderick, they got involved, and then the trios champions, what's the name again? Oh, Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Shibata, they got involved as well. So these people are not booked to do anything on the pay-per-view when they could actually just be doing a trios match. Maybe on the pre-show, since we have no time on the main card for anything else. I could just see them getting involved if they don't end up having a match during the pre-show or anything. I don't know where this actually goes. I haven't really put too much thought into it. I can't necessarily say I'm so excited about this. Marina will get involved. Willa Yuta will get involved. So it's going to be a lot of foolishness, kind of like what we saw with Anarchy in the Arena and all that stuff. I can't say I'm necessarily excited about this, but I don't really know. I don't know where this is going to go. It can go either way. It doesn't really matter to me. If I had to pick, I can see the baby faces taking the win, especially with Tanahashi being over there the last time with his ass over there in the ring in the UK. So why the hell not? Up next, the only match that if the whole card was just this is all I need. This is all I need. Oh my God. I feel like Tony Khan probably watches my videos and say, how can I make Tati happy? Let me give her what she wants by having two of her favorite wrestlers be in the ring. When people ask me about like who I feel are the best wrestlers, these two guys here are names I will always say. Zack Sabre Jr. to go against Nigel McGuinness. And for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, I cannot express like how fucking happy this makes me. Like I don't know what kidney I could have fucking sold to be over there in the UK just to see this with my own two eyes in person. This is a big fucking deal. Y'all remember when we had the gauntlet match at All In last year, and everybody and their mama went crazy when Nigel came out there, because Nigel, he had been, damn, what was his last match before that? Might have been like 12, 13 years before or some shit like that. And we haven't seen Nigel in the ring. And here he was for the first time in God knows how long wrestling. And then that few seconds, that 30 seconds or so, where we had Nigel and Zach in the ring throwing hands. And I was just like, oh my God. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. These two, I fucking love them. However, we do have Daniel Garcia, who's going to be a valet, so he's going to be there. What reason I don't know. I am hoping that since Danielson going to be over there, he might as well do commentary. And the reason why I'm saying this, because I would fucking lose my mind if he did commentary, because Danielson is another one of my goats as well. Like, I'm so fucking in love with these three. Not Daniel, the other three. And I would love to hear him on commentary while Nigel's in the ring. And he's talking shit about Nigel, like how Nigel talks shit about him every motherfucking time that he's in the ring. So I personally would love to see that if they do go that route. However, I think Daniel Garcia is out there for a reason. He did not look happy when he didn't win that four-way match to qualify to go against Zack Sabre Jr. And, he seemed really upset. He looked like he was about to boo-hoo, cry and everything. And, Nigel was just like, bring your ass over to UK since you ain't doing anything anyway, and be with me ringside during this match. The IWGP World Heavyweight Championship ain't going nowhere, and that we know. This is not even about the title. We don't, I do care for the title, but it's not about that. This is about us getting a dream match, an absolute dream match with two of the best wrestlers in the world. And I can't fucking wait. I always tell people, like, my favorite style of wrestling is the technical style. It's just so fucking sexy to me. Like, I fucking love it. And these two guys are just going to give me everything that I want on Sunday. Zack Sabre Jr. will retain. That is a given. But I do feel like the main, well, I don't say main focus, but I think what we're going to have to keep our eyes out on is Daniel Garcia betraying Nigel McGuinness and getting in the way, and that will lead to them having a feud, I want to say, and end up having a match somewhere down the line. Zack Sabre Jr., Bay is definitely retaining. Now, for the main event, well, at least what I think is the main event for the AEW World Championship, we have MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. This match, they said no DQ. They can win. You can lose via countout. And the contract that MJF had initially put on the line for this match is no longer on the line, which it should have never done since the get-go. And I was just like, why y'all putting that shit on the line? Like, having both of the winners who won the contract to be in that position to put it on the line, especially just like slightly over a month after All In, is absolutely insane to me. So they ended up scrapping that whole idea by him putting his own little stipulations, or else he wasn't gonna fucking torch down Mark Briscoe backstage. And Hangman fell for it because he obviously didn't want to see Pastor Briscoe die, not while he have all them kids to take care of. And this is what we got. I don't see MJF winning, specifically because they put all this, not just the stipulation itself, but specifically because the contract is no longer on the line. He can lose this and then just use it whenever the fuck he wants to, because he still have like 11 more months to possibly cash this shit in. And I don't want to say it wouldn't matter. It would be cool if he were to win, but he would still have the contract to use again if he were to somehow, some way lose the title. Hangman, I would prefer to see retain. I think he's going to retain. I do feel like it's going to be interference. And I know this might, oh no, I was going to say Hurt Syndicate, because I kind of still feel like there's something about MJF and Hurt Syndicate that might still be on. I kind of feel like it is, but if Hurt Syndicate lose, then maybe that's not going to be the case. I don't know. I'm not going to put that past anything. I do feel like there's like maybe a 5% chance that Hurt Syndicate might do something. If not, then Gates of Agony, Ricochet, they ain't doing anything, so they might as well get involved. I wouldn't be surprised if that end up happening. I'm really hoping for a strong finish with this match because I feel like everything on the card is pretty solid, and whatever Zach and Nigel gonna do, I dare y'all to do better. That's all I hope is for Hangman and MJF to do absolute better. I can see a lot of shenanigans going on in that match anyway. But Hangman, I believe, will definitely return. All right, you guys. So I will be doing a live stream for, I was about to say All In, Forbidden Door. So that's going to start at 11:30 Eastern if you want to watch the pre-show. So that's like 10:30 my time since I'm in Central Standard Time. And the actual show actually starts at 1 p.m. Eastern. So it's earlier in the day due to the fact that they are in the UK. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great show. But I'm really hoping that next year that AEW, New Japan, they make sure they coordinate their times and their shows and their venues and everything so that next year we get Forbidden Door, a proper Forbidden Door where we have literally AEW versus New Japan for our next pay-per-view. Well, next year. You guys, thanks so much for watching my review. Let me know your predictions down below, and I see you guys on Sunday for Forbidden Door. Bye.